y'all? It's Ty, and we're back here with another video. Sadly today, Jerry West, the logo, passed away at the age of 86. Now, me personally, I don't even know how good Jerry West actually was. I haven't really done a lot of research on Jerry West, so I'm going to be watching a video, how good was Jerry West actually, to learn more a little bit about the logo himself. See what Jerry West was getting into.
Bill Russell was so stressed about winning that he threw up before every game.
What?
Had the Mamba mentality and trained 10 hours per day.
Jordan was so intense during practice that he punched Steve Kerr in the face.
Almost every great player in NBA history gave everything he had to be the best, but not
Throwing up before every game is crazy.
even Kobe or Jordan were as obsessed with basketball as Jerry West. Here is the tragic story of how Jerry developed into the best shooting guard of the 60s,
The
became
tragic
the NBA
story.
logo, and how he nearly took his own life because of basketball.
Oh no, man. Oh no, man. Oh man, that stinks, man. I'm eager to hear about this though, because I didn't know this, so I'm eager to hear like what happened.
Born in 1938, Jerry West was the fifth of 6 children, and his father made him obsessed with sports, but not in the way you might think. Howard West was poor and drank a lot, so even the smallest mistake was enough for him to take out his belt and beat up his kids. Jerry's older brother David was his biggest protector against Dad.
But then David got sent to the Korean War and got killed in combat.
Jerry lost his favorite person in the world, and the trauma turned him into a highly introverted person. And
That stinks though, like that his brother was like his guy he could count on and go to, and then he gets sent away, man, and then lost him too, like that. That's
because he
tough.
was extremely small and frail, doctors forbade Jerry to play sports with other children. All he could do was shoot at an old basketball hoop in the neighbor's backyard. To avoid his father, Jerry would spend all his days hooping, making shots from every possible angle, even when it was raining. In his freshman year of high school,
It was literally like the place he could go. You know what I'm saying? Like the place he could go to get away from everything. Now, people have those types of things, but not necessarily to this extent, man, because you're scared of your father. That's just so sad, man.
Jerry rode the bench. But over the summer, he grew to 6'3", quickly transforming into one of the best players of his generation. West made the All-State team 3 years in a row.
That's
and
tough.
as a senior
Just to grow to 6'3" is crazy.
in 1956, he was named West Virginia Player of the Year with an average of 32.2 points per game. With a silky smooth jump shot that he perfected in the backyard, he led East Bank to a state championship. On top of dominating basketball, Jerry was also the best sprinter and high jumper in his high school. While half the country offered him a scholarship, Jerry eventually chose to high jump championship. On top of dominating basketball, Jerry was also the best sprinter and high jumper in his high school.
That's crazy. Because like when I think of Jerry West, and maybe it's me, but I never thought of him as being like a super athletic guy. Like I obviously thought he was skilled and could shoot the rock and stuff, but he was that athletic too is crazy. The fastest and best high jumper is nuts.
While half the country offered him a scholarship, Jerry eventually chose to stay in his home state and attend West Virginia University, where he led the freshman team to a 17-0 record. His teammates
17-0 on the freshman team. It's crazy back then that colleges had a freshman team. Like, I don't know. It's just not how it is now. So it's crazy.
said West didn't have any girlfriends during his first 2 years of college. Jerry was always alone with his thoughts, talking a little bit with his teammates on the court, and that was it. West never drank, he went straight home after practice, and he poured all of his energy into basketball.
That's crazy though. But like the thing is, since he was a young kid, that's all he knew. It's literally all he knew. And it obviously, you know, he ended up turning out like great at the game. So you can't blame him, but that's crazy to me.
Jerry was also incredibly hard on himself, and he hated losing. But all that self-criticism made Jerry practice even harder. And during his junior year, he averaged 27 points and 12 rebounds per game. He tied
12 rebounds? I know it's like a different era, but 12 rebounds is crazy.
NCAA 5-game tournament record of 32 points per game and pushed his team to the finals. But despite Jerry's 28 points and 11 rebounds, West Virginia suffered a 71-70 loss to California.
Oh no, by 1 point?
would be the first out of many tough pills to swallow. Still, Jerry had plenty to be happy about.
Because didn't he have a horrible finals record too? That's tough.
He was named Most Outstanding Player of the Final Four, All-American, and Conference Player of the Year. In 3 years on the varsity team, he averaged 25 points and 13 rebounds per game. After college, West and Oscar...
I did not know he rebounded the ball that well. I literally didn't. He's on Team USA with Oscar, Big O.
Robertson co-captained the U.S. men's basketball team at the 1960 Summer Olympics, where they won the gold medal. Oscar and Jerry were then selected as the first 2 picks of the 1960 NBA draft. West was drafted by the Minneapolis Lakers a few months before they relocated to Los Angeles.
That's crazy. They should have stayed in Minneapolis, man. It's sad. It really is.
Got to L.A., Jerry still wasn't very social. His teammates started calling him Tweety Bird due to his high-pitched voice. But it didn't take long for everyone to stop teasing Jerry. At 6'3" and 175 pounds, West was on
6'3", 175 for an NBA player is crazy. That is so skinny, man. That's so skinny.
the smaller side, but what he lacked in size, he more than doubled in tenacity and defensive hustle. Jerry had no regard for his body and would throw himself after every loose ball. And during his career, he broke his nose a dozen times.
What? What? You broke your nose 12 times?
West was also extremely athletic due to his track and field background and could fly 16 inches above the rim. Because of his
way. He could get 16, man.
Fighting spirit and maniacal work ethic, Jerry quickly earned the respect of his teammates and the entire NBA. As a rookie, Jerry averaged 17 points, 8 rebounds, and 4 assists per game. Because of his
My uncle's name is Jerry. I wonder if my grandma and grandpa named him after Jerry West. Genuinely, probably not. But I wonder. I might ask him sometime. Hey, are you named after Jerry West?
shooting prowess, West earned the nickname Mr. Outside, while the powerful small forward Elgin Baylor became Mr. Inside due to his unstoppable drives to the basket.
Elgin and
Before
Jerry
arrived, the Lakers had 5 consecutive losing seasons, but West immediately pushed them to 11 more wins and a playoff berth, where they lost.
This is crazy that this was the offense.
Immediately pushed them to 11
Don't go under on Jerry, though.
Wins and a playoff berth, where they lost to the Hawks in Game 7 of the Western Conference Finals. In his second season, Jerry was given the keys to the team because Elgin Baylor had to serve in the Army. West used his opportunity.
That's just crazy. That's nuts, man. It's nuts how the world was. Like, okay, and I got a question, and I'll look it up quick. Like, I wonder, Elgin was it like a draft, or how does that even work? Like, I'm not even a historian when it comes to stuff like this, so I don't even know how the world really, was. Like, I genuinely don't know.
To the fullest, averaging 30 points per game. And on January 17th,
But imagine losing your second best player. Arguably, Elgin was so cool back there, but your 1B, 1A type thing. And now you're by yourself.
62, West scored a career-high 63 points against the New York Knicks. West became known for hitting important late-game shots, and longtime Lakers announcer Chick Hearn named him Mr. Clutch. Jerry made first-team All-NBA and pushed the Lakers to the best record in the conference. And the conference champions qualified directly for the conference finals. With West and Baylor both averaging over 30 points against the Pistons, LA won the Western Finals in 6 games. The NBA Finals were against the Boston Celtics, a team that would mark the entire
this to me is so unfair. Like, okay, I want to know, and we'll find out later on in this video who Jerry West played in every finals. But it's not fair because that Celtics team was so good, and Jerry West had who?
And become Jerry's worst nightmare. The series was exceptionally close, with most games decided in the final seconds. After Baylor's NBA Finals record 61-point performance, taking the series lead in Game 5, the Lakers dropped the next game, and it would all come down to Game 7. In the last seconds of the deciding game, with the game tied at 100, Lakers guard Frank Selvey had the shot for the win and the championship, but he missed it.
Selvey again. A big moment. He does not make it. Russell will rebound.
Bro, if he could have made this shot, history would be so much different.
Again. A big moment. He does not make it. Russell will rebound, and this ball game goes into overtime.
And the game went to overtime, where the Celtics had a little bit more luck, winning 110-107.
That's just crazy. Like, those are the things, like, that rewrite history, man. They really do. Like, even if KD's foot would have been a little bit shorter, history just could be so much different. And I know I don't like doing the what if things, but that's crazy because it matters for careers and how people are thought of, how players are thought of.
Averaged 31 points in the finals, and Baylor averaged 40. But it wasn't good enough. Despite the loss, the Lakers came back even stronger the next year. West averaged 28 points, 7 rebounds, and 5.6 assists, and again made All-NBA first team. LA defeated the Hawks to reach another NBA Finals.
Like, those stats are incredible.
But just like the year before, they got beat by the Celtics.
Like Sam Jones, Hondo, Bill Russell.
Time in 6 games. No one was affected more by those defeats than West. He took the loss harder than any player I've ever known. He would sit by himself and stare into space. A loss just ripped his guts out. Chick Hearn. West held himself to seemingly impossible standards. I'm surprised when the ball doesn't go into the hoop. I think I should make every shot, but the losses only made him work harder. In 1964, he led the Lakers in scoring, averaging his usual 28, 6, and 6, finishing in the
so consistent and steady.
top 5 in shooting efficiency. In a league dominated by big men, West was one of the few players who were efficient at shooting from long distances. The NBA didn't institute the three-point line until 1979, but Jerry was the only guy in the NBA who could consistently make jumpers from 20 feet or more.
They say that's a smooth mid-range jumper right there.
However, despite West's and Baylor's brilliance, the Lakers had a mediocre season, and they lost in the first round of the playoffs. Angrier and hungrier than ever, Jerry came into the next season with guns blazing. With 31 points per game, he was the second best scorer in the NBA.
But it's like, it's him and Elgin and who else? Like, who is on his team?
Behind the almighty Wilt Chamberlain. He was also second in the league in true shooting percentage. The Lakers were the
That's crazy. Second in true shooting goal percentage as a guard. That's nuts.
favorites in the Western Finals against the Bullets. But
is that Phil Chenier? I think it is.
Title dreams dropped dead after only 5 minutes of the playoffs. Elgin Baylor suffered a career-threatening knee injury and was ruled out for the season. And
That's
nobody
so
expected
sad.
Lakers to win another game. But Jerry had different ideas. He carried the team on his shoulders, scoring over 40 points in each game of the series, including 52 in Game 2. The Lakers escaped with a victory in 6 games, and Jerry averaged 46.3 points in the series. And that's even more impressive if you remember that
What? You lose Elgin and you still? Man.
he averaged 46 without a three-point line. LA made the finals again against the Celtics, and
Without Elgin Baylor, what is he supposed to do? Name who? I don't even know if I can name another guy on that court. Is that Root? No, I don't. Yeah, I'm not even gonna try naming guys because I have no idea.
Jerry was spectacular. He averaged 34 in the series, but without Baylor, he couldn't do much against 6 future Hall of
That's
Famers.
what I'm saying. Like, what are you supposed to do versus this team? And I know, like, Jerry is gonna go down as not that good, or not necessarily that, but looked down upon because of his finals record. Same thing with how Wiltz looked down, but it's just not fair.
Famers. Boston won the finals in 5 games and gave Jerry his 3rd championship loss.
It's amazing that the Lakers even won a game in that series.
The 1966 season, Baylor returned from injury, but he was visibly struggling, averaging just 16 points per game instead of his usual 30. But thankfully, he had Jerry to carry the offensive load. West averaged a career-high 31.3 points and 58% true shooting, which led the
58% true shooting that led the NBA as a point guard. I'm just amazed. Did he get to the free throw line a lot? Like, that is amazing to me.
In the Western Finals, Jerry led the Lakers past
Like, I wish my mid-range when I was growing up was this
the
cold.
Hawks with 35, 6, and 6, shooting a phenomenal 53% from the field. In the finals, the Celtics were waiting for another duel. It seemed like Boston would cruise to another easy victory after they took a 3-1 lead in the series. The Lakers didn't want to quit. Baylor's 41 points propelled LA to a victory in
He averaged 16 in the regular season, but had 41?
Game 5, and Jerry's 32 points helped them win Game 6. In the
This is nuts to me. Like,
deciding Game 7, Boston held a 16-point lead coming into the 4th quarter. But Jerry West was like a pit bull.
He walked them
wouldn't
down?
go. He and the Lakers closed the gap and got the chance to win the game, but they fell short again, losing 95-93, despite
look at how close these games are. This is crazy.
36 points from West. When he got home, Jerry was so angry that he didn't speak to his wife for weeks, aimlessly driving around every
Man, it's just sad. It honestly is sad that like, and it's, I'm not saying players are necessarily like this now, but to a lot of players, especially Jerry, like when basketball was his entire life, from a kid to now, it's going to eat you up.
Every night to numb his pain. In 1967, the Lakers dropped off, and after a late season injury to West, LA got swept in the first round of the playoffs. In 1968, Jerry recovered, and the Lakers never looked better. Under a new coach, and with some filling pieces alongside him and Baylor, LA defeated...
Ooh, who are these pieces? I want to know. Oh, is that Wilt? Man, no way he's playing with Wilt now and he's talking about pieces. Wilt is one of the GOATs.
Bulls 4-1 in the first round, and then swept the Warriors in a series where West shot an unbelievable 63% from the field. In the finals, you guessed it, they played against Boston. After Game 4, the
Okay, I don't think Wilt's on the team yet. I wish I knew for sure, but I don't think Wilt's on the team.
series was tied at 2 apiece, but in that game, Jerry injured his ankle. He wasn't playing at full strength in games 5 or 6, and the Celtics stuck it to the Lakers once again. With 6 guys averaging over 14 points in the series, the Celtics had too many weapons.
It's just like, what are you supposed to do against the Celtics? They are so good. 6 dudes averaging over 14 in the series. What can you do?
Nobody on the Lakers could rebound the ball against Bill Russell. Jerry averaged 31 points per game, but it still wasn't enough, and he was getting desperate. One off-season addition finally
This
put
is
a
what
smile
I'm saying. Big Wilt. He's who Jerry needed.
Jerry's face. League MVP Wilt Chamberlain got traded to the Lakers, and LA looked destined to finally go all
That's
the
what
way.
I'm talking
Despite
about.
Chamberlain's poor relationship with Coach Van Bredekolf, who nearly got decapitated by Wilt during one practice, the Lakers won a franchise record 55 games.
Wilt probably wasn't getting his touches, man.
Jerry led the team in scoring and was the Lakers' best player in the first 2 rounds of the playoffs. LA made the finals with relative ease, where for the first time, the aging Celtics were the underdog. Jerry opened the finals with 53 points in Game 1.
Come on,
After
dog. 53?
5 games, the Lakers had a 3-2 lead, but the Celtics forced another Game 7. The home team won every game of the series, and the whole world expected the Lakers to win the championship in front of their fans. And before Game 7, the Lakers owner had put up thousands of balloons in the rafters of the Los Angeles Forum. But when the Celtics saw this, it gave them
Come on, dog. And I know that you might have had to try to do something different, but come on, man. You can't do that before the game.
extra motivation, and Jerry was pissed by the Lakers' arrogance. Thanks to Russell's defense and his brilliant outlet passes, Boston killed the Lakers in transition, and LA was down by 15 after 3 quarters. Things looked bleak for LA, and when Wilt Chamberlain went down with a knee injury, another Boston title seemed like a formality. However, Jerry West was never going to go down without a fight, and he went berserk in the 4th. The Lakers closed the gap to 103-102.
Dude, this dude, Jerry West, is immaculate. They're down 15 how many different times, and he walks them down.
Now the Lakers within 1 point of the lead with about 3 to go.
The Lakers coach then refused to put Wilt back in the game due to their personal beef, and he wanted to prove that he could win the title without Chamberlain. But despite West's triple-double of 42 points, 13 rebounds, and 12 assists, Boston survived and won the game.
Not wanting to put Wilt back in. It's just sad. Like, these dudes back then had no just care in the world. Like, they just let their arrogance get in the way of everything. These coaches are horrible.
By 2 points.
GM's
Time
the
has run out,
same.
and the Boston Celtics have done it again.
Those balloons were never released. This was the first year the NBA handed out the Finals MVP trophy, and Jerry won it. He is still the only recipient of the Finals MVP award,
Which
from
is
the
crazy. It's crazy.
losing team. In the series, he averaged 38 points and 7.5 assists per game, scoring or assisting on more than 50% of the Lakers' points.
Look at the shots he's hitting.
Bill Russell praised Jerry, saying, "Los Angeles has not won the championship, but Jerry West is a champion." After the '69 finals, Bill Russell retired, hanging up his Chuck Taylors with more rings than fingers. 6 of Russell's 11 championships came at the expense of Jerry West.
But again, to me, the whole thing is like, those Boston teams are so good. They're so good.
With each loss, Jerry was falling deeper into depression. Before the start of the 1970 season, the NBA designed its new logo, and they put Jerry's silhouette on it, giving him another nickname, the Logo. Unfortunately for LA, their season couldn't start worse, with serious injuries to both Chamberlain and Baylor, who played 66 games combined.
That's
but Jerry
tough.
was so good that he still led the Lakers to the number 2 seed in the
Dude,
conference.
that's like that's literally like now, okay, I'm trying to think of a team. That's like trying to think of like a big 3. That's like The Celtics are so good. I'm just going to throw out a team. That's like I can't even throw out the Nuggets. Okay, that'd be like the Clippers without PG and Harden, and Kawhi carries them to the number 2 seed. That's crazy. It's crazy.
Jerry's the guy we end up giving the ball to, and the whole thing falls on his shoulders, and he ends up having to carry us.
West led the NBA in scoring with 31.2 points per game, on top of making the first team all-defense. In the playoffs,
First team all-defense, too? This is nuts.
LA won their first playoff series in 7 games, and then Jerry thrashed the number 1 seeded Hawks to make it to another NBA Finals, for the first time not against the Celtics. Without Bill Russell, the New York Knicks had the best record in the NBA.
Is that Willis
and
Reed?
The league MVP, Willis Reed. LA and New York split the first 2 games, and in Game 3, DeBusschere hit a mid-range jump shot with 3 seconds left to put the Knicks ahead.
He hit that?
102-100, and the Lakers had no timeouts left. They only had time for a Hail Mary shot, and they gave the ball to West, who raced past Walt Frazier and threw up a 60-foot shot, which miraculously found the target.
West throws it up. He makes it.
Frazier later said that Jerry was
Yo, what, in the finals?
and threw up a 60-foot shot, which miraculously found the target.
West throws it up.
No way. Not in the finals.
He makes it.
Frazier later said that Jerry was crazy and that he could see the conviction in Jerry's eyes that he was going to make that shot. But the three-point line had not been introduced yet, so his 60-footer only just tied the game.
Come on, dog. Come on, dog. Come on, dog.
In overtime, West sprained his left hand, and the Knicks won 111-108. In Game 6, Jerry injured his right hand as well, and before Game 7, he had to get injections in both hands to be able to play. Still, the Lakers were the favorites, because the Knicks were without an injured Willis Reed. But then, Reed famously returned to the lineup to galvanize the Knicks.
Didn't he have a broken leg?
Inspiring his team to win the game and produce one of the most famous playoff upsets of all time. In the 1971 NBA season, Elgin Baylor ruptured his Achilles. West injured his knee before the playoffs, and the short-handed Lakers lost in the Western Finals. Before the 1972 NBA season, West was fed up with all the losses and considered retirement. But when a future Hall of Fame coach, Bill Sharman, joined the team, West decided to continue.
We have had about 4 nightly workouts so far, and I'm kind of sore right now.
The Lakers had a season for the ages. Despite Elgin Baylor retiring due to his Achilles injury, LA would go on to an unprecedented 33-game win streak, which is still an end.
Look, maybe it was the coach in LA that was the problem. Maybe this is why Lakers fans, still to this day, blame the coach for everything. Because guess what? Elgin leaves. You think the team would get worse? You only got Jerry and Will, and now you're all of a sudden winning 33 in a row?
NBA record. They would finish the season with a then record 69 wins, and West shined with 26 points and a league-leading 9.7 assists per game. Jerry is one of just 5 players in NBA history who led the NBA in both scoring and assists.
See, that's crazy. Because his scoring went down a little bit, but his assists went way up, skyrocketed.
In the postseason, the Lakers defeated the Bulls and the Bucks, and in the finals, they again faced the Knicks. Although West suffered a terrible shooting slump throughout the series, thanks to phenomenal play by Wilt Chamberlain.
Come on, man. Come on, man. You know who the MVP is. Hey, look, I know Jerry was great, but you got a coach, and no wonder Wilt was fed up with the last coach. They didn't give him the rock. Now you got a coach that gives him the rock. You have Jerry West, who was a threat all the time. You're going to have success. It's not rocket science. It'd be like Shaq. I can't say Shaq and Kobe, but it's like, I don't know, Shaq and Steph Curry of his day. I don't know.
And Gail Goodrich. The Lakers.
Gail Goodrich back then. Let's go. So they did get their third guy.
Finally won the NBA championship. I played terrible basketball in the finals, and we won. It was particularly frustrating to win it this way because I was playing so poorly. I believed that winning would feel so much better. When I finally won the title, I asked myself, is that really all there is to it?
See, that's sad. You win it, but you played poorly after playing so great for so long. I still would feel a sense of accomplishment. You know what? You deserved it, Jerry. Like, you deserved it. You did. No matter what you think, you deserved it.
In 1973, the Lakers won 60 games and reached another finals against the Knicks. During the series, West strained both of his hamstrings, and the shorthanded Lakers were no match for New York, who won the championship in 5 games. West entered the 1974 NBA season.
What is up with all these injuries? Why did they... No wonder load management's a thing. This is crazy.
As a 36-year-old vet, but he still averaged 20 points, 4 rebounds, and 6.5 assists per game. But with the aging Jerry and without Chamberlain, who had ended his NBA career, the Lakers lost in the first round of the playoffs. West still wanted to keep going, but had contract disagreements with the Lakers management, and because he didn't want to play for any other franchise, he was forced to retire. West left the game as the NBA's 3rd leading scorer, and his average of 27 points per game stands as the 4th highest among retired players. If he had played in the three-point era, he'd probably average over 30 points per game and have a few more championships. Jerry made the finals 9 times in 14 seasons.
It's crazy. So he made the finals 9 times in 14 seasons. It's crazy to me that his true shooting goal percentage was so high. And if there was a three-point line, it would have boosted it even more. He might have another championship if the, because I think they lost the year he hit that, thing. Yeah, he lost that year. If the three-point line was a thing, they'd have went up 2-1 in that series, and who knows?
Lakers lost 8 of them, 4 of which came down to Game 7. In 1962, 1966, and 1969, Jerry and the Lakers lost 3 Game 7s to the Celtics by a combined 7 points. West said that he'd become so depressed after losses that he wanted to commit suicide on many occasions. How much of a perfectionist he was is best illustrated by a game in which he hit 16 of 17 shots from the field, all 12 free throw attempts, plus 12 rebounds, 12 assists, and 10 block shots. After the game,
he had 10 blocks.
He said he didn't feel he played very well and that he'd spend all night thinking about the one layup he missed.
It's just sad, man. It really is. It's sad, man. Rest in peace, Jerry West. It's cool for me to be able to go back and have somebody tell the story that well. So shout out to my man. Make sure to go check out his channel. The link will be down below in the description. I mean, it's crazy looking back at all of these careers in the NBA and thinking like, yeah, he was what? 1 in whatever in the finals, 1-8 in the finals or whatever. But a lot of those are against Bill Russell and the Celtics. And he took them to Game 7s when the Celtics had way better teams. Drop a like on the video, subscribe if you're new, and as always, man, I love you guys and have a blessed day.